A new book out today by a member of Congress warns that religious nationalism is taking hold in our nation's capital. With us now, Democratic Congressman Jared Huffman of California. He's the author of the new book titled No Prophets, The Fight to Save Democracy from Christian Nationalism. Thank you so much for being with us. We greatly appreciate it. What you're talking about is actually, interestingly enough, it's very timely because the Presbyterian Church of America actually just passed a resolution condemning Christian nationalism. And the Wall Street Journal published an op-ed by actually a professor at Hillsdale College, a very conservative college, that wrote this. This affirmation aligns with American beliefs about limited government, and it differs dramatically from Christian nationalism, whose advocates have called for Christian lawmakers to write laws that constrain the free exercise of religion. Such big government arguments clearly place Christian nationalists along the post-liberalism that churns on the left and the right. And they go on to say that this is really, again, getting in the way of the First Amendment. So it's interesting. Wall Street Journal publishes a very conservative professor from Hillsdale College who aligns with the Presbyterian Church, who's actually aligning with your position. Talk about why you wrote this book.
Yeah, thank you, Joe, for having me. And I'm glad that more religious voices are calling out Christian nationalism, often from a faith perspective. But all of us need to be in this fight. I have watched this Christian nationalist movement grow in strength and militancy throughout my time in Congress. It erupted for all of us to see in the January 6th insurrection. And I had really hoped that would be the wake-up call our country needed to hold this movement to account and confront it. But unfortunately, the country and my own colleagues who the mob targeted and wanted to kill really went back to sleep. So I wanted to write this book to expose what I consider America's most dangerous political movement and to take folks behind the scenes of the Capitol, show them what I see every day and why I'm so concerned about this threat to our democracy, and to do it in a way that has never been done before.
Congressman, good morning. I hope for our viewers you can actually define Christian nationalism, because I think for a lot of us who grew up in church, going to Sunday school, singing in the choir, as I did in the Presbyterian Church, and we talked a lot about Matthew 25 and the red letters and what it meant to live a life, a Christ-like life, and to take care of people and to be empathetic and to be kind and generous. We see the opposite of that in our politics, and yet somehow people cloaking themselves in faith while they pursue the policies that you describe in this book. So what is Christian nationalism?
Yeah, these Christian nationalist radicals are not talking about Matthew 25. Christian nationalism, the sociologists would tell you, is the fusion of Christian identity, conservative Christian identity, with right-wing politics. It is rooted on a narrative, a false one, that America was founded as a Christian nation, and therefore Christians were meant to be privileged in all types of status in laws, institutions, and politics. So that is the textbook definition. But if you want to know what it looks like in today's MAGA Christian nationalism, just take a close look at the January 6th insurrection, at all of the sights and sounds of extreme religion that were pulsing through that crowd.
Congressman, is there, or can you define a logic trail from Christian nationalism to various attacks that they make on public schools, on various elements of science, vaccines for children? What is going on here?
Yeah, that is part of it. So, look, we talk about Christian nationalism often as a fight over our form of government, because there's no doubt they're on a collision course with democracy. They're trying to dismantle the wall of separation between church and state, take away many of our rights. But it is more than just the form of government. They are attacking anything that questions a very rigid, literalist, biblical worldview, and certainly the scientific establishment, higher education, public education, all of those things stand in the way. And so that is part of the assault. And it's more than just about our liberty. You know, we depend on these institutions to come up with cures for diseases, to help us get through the next pandemic, to tackle the climate crisis. This is about our future that we're talking about.
Yeah, you know, Jonathan Lemire, my issue, Jonathan, is not that it's a literal interpretation. of the Bible. My problem is, you look at what they do, you look at what they say, you look at what they believe, and it's like they've never read the Bible. They've never read Matthew 25. They've never read the red letters. They've never read the Gospels of Jesus Christ. There is such a radical separation between what Jesus says are the basics of this faith. Love God, love your neighbor. Jesus is asked, who's the neighbor? He tells the story of the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan, why does he pick the Samaritan? Because he picks the foreigner. He picks the stranger. He picks the person that the disciples will say, oh my God, we can't stand Samaritans, and makes it the Good Samaritan. You ask who your neighbor is, Jesus says? That's your neighbor. The foreigner's a neighbor. You'll be judged if you welcome the stranger. Those aren't my words. Those aren't the words of our guest. Those are the words of Jesus Christ. I think a lot of these people would do well to read the Gospels and take those parts of the Gospels and actually apply them literally. But they don't. Yeah. They never, ever talk about Jesus' words, because if they did, they couldn't support the policies they are pushing.
Yeah, the least among us, Jesus says, to look out for. And indeed, the hypocrisy here from so many of these people is readily apparent. So, Congressman, the title of the book is, The Fight to Save Democracy from Christian Nationalism. You've just diagnosed the problem. So if there is a fight, how is it won? What are a few things that can be done to stem the tide?
Yeah, it starts by understanding what we're up against. One of the challenges is that in this country, we're not very good at talking about the intersection of religion and politics. We show a lot of deference. Religious liberty is obviously a core value in this country, but it leaves us potentially vulnerable. There's that apocryphal quote that is attributed to Sinclair Lewis: when fascism comes to America, it'll be wrapped in the flag and carrying a cross. And that is exactly why I wanted to write this book. We need a wake-up call. We've got to understand not just the political agenda, but the actual religious beliefs that animate this movement. And then we've got to come together, whether you're a Christian, a non-Christian, or a non-believer, and defend our democracy. There's still time. We can still do it. But this project is much further along than most people realize. And I wanted folks to see what I see and to understand that.
Really important topic explored in the new book, No Prophets, The Fight to Save Democracy from Christian Nationalism. Democratic Congressman Jared Huffman of California, thank you, and congrats on the book. We appreciate it.